What are some very comforting facts? A group of pugs is called a grumble. Pillows exist. Not at my friend's house during a sleepover apparently. If you've lost someone and you feel like that are completely gone from your life, think about the impact they have had on you, on your loved ones, on others, and think of how that impact continues to live on throughout all of life. That impact won't die with them either. The chain of life goes on. Existing is hard, but most things around you are also alive and going through their own cycles. So in a way, Malala Yousafzai, the girl who was shot in the head by the Taliban for insisting on going to school, recently completed her final exams in the University of Oxford. Whenever I've experienced heartbreak or something scary or intimidating, I remind myself I'm not the first person ever to have gone through, and for some reason I always find it comforting. I'm not the first person to be scared or sad, and thousands of others have gotten through what I'm going through, and if they can get through it, why can't I? Edit to address some comments. I'm stating this is something I find comforting when I'm needing to cope. Doesn't mean it will work for everyone. And I don't view it as others have gone through this so my feelings are not valid. It's more of thousands of other people have felt this way before, and if they can figure out how to cope with it or navigate and heal from it, then why can't I? This is just one of the many tools I have in my coping toolbox that I use. It's me telling myself if other people can figure out how to get through this situation experience, then I can too. I just drawing inspiration from others. And thank you for the awards. Reddit isn't the worst thing you could be doing. You are not as bad or as troubled as you paint yourself to be in your head. No one remembers all the stupid shit you did as a teenager. My brain. Except me. Every night. Given all the atoms in the universe are recycled in various ways, having formed in the first stars, our entire body has already experienced billions of years of each atom's own personal history. Even more comforting, it's plausible those atoms will eventually become part of someone else in the future and will continue to exist in various forms, transforming continuously until the end of time itself. So in a way, we're connected to something absolutely eternal, and our ultimate fate is to be spread across the stars. Hell, depending how deep you want to get, there's also a tiny chance that your pattern of DNA will form entirely by chance again, creating someone that is biologically you but with a whole new memory, experiences and history. Basically, everyone and everything is connected. The best part? None of this is based on religion or wishful thinking. It's actual established and current scientific fact. No matter how anxious you feel you are, or no matter how ridden by fear you feel you are, every single one of us is the genetic reservoir of hundreds of thousands of years of survivors. Each one of us came from a line of people who made the next correct intuitive move. Survived incredibly difficult things, and were able to pass their genes on. So almost to the biological level. Can relax into a trust that when the moment comes you will be faced with the biggest challenge, will be able to draw on a deep reservoir of shared human consciousness that will say, now it's time to make the next move. And we can do this. Everyone has that fear of not fitting in. Everybody has shit themselves at least once. Van Gogh didn't start painting until his late 20s. J.K. Rowling didn't publish Harry Potter until her late 30s. Samuel L. Jackson didn't get his first big role until his 40s. It's never too late to be who you might have been. America had a black president longer than the Confederacy existed. Your dog loves you. People see you 20% more attractive than you see yourself. Edit. Didn't know so many people needed to see this. Like, it breaks my heart that people don't believe they are good looking, when in reality you're SI son of a bitch. I know another edit, but for all of you saying 0x20 is still 0 stu. Love yourself. Accept yourself. If not, I'll make you love yourself. Elephants think you're cute just like humans think dogs and cats are cute. When the gas gauge first reads empty, you usually have 50-60 miles of fuel left. You have some place in the universe to be right now. And you are here, scrolling through Reddit. If you don't think that you are wanted or needed, at least take comfort in that without you. Rats are ticklish. That US presidents can only serve 2 terms. Edit. Actually, if they become president in the middle of a term, for example the president dies after at least 2 years in office and the VP ascends, they can serve more than 2 terms. A US president can only be elected 2 terms. Still a pretty comforting fact. Once an unborn child starts develops hearing, they're able to hear their mother's heartbeat. There's probably an infinite amount of different timelines in parallel universes where you're doing worse than you are right now. So be proud of yourself. Search Marble League. Thank me later. No matter who you are, at least one person besides yourself genuinely loves you for who you are. There are always forms of music anyone can listen to, deaf people included. Right now there is someone who was going to purposely die early, but they've decided to live instead. Anyone 12 and under has a 1 in 460,000 chance of death if infected with COVID. Edit. I wrote it 11 and under, I meant 12 and under. If only 1% of the world's population finds you attractive, that's 78,000. It's my cake day. Even the hottest people have smelly farts. Many have even sharted. Statistically speaking, the world has never been better. The extreme poverty is collapsing everywhere, or is at an all-time low. Racism is fading away in most countries. And if you feel like the world is f***ed up, it's a good news. Stepping on cold sand at the beach. Anakin doesn't agree. I hope these are comforting to others, but they certainly are to me. I never met my paternal grandfather, Gil. He died before I was born. When I got married, my father gave me Grandpa Gil's wedding band, because I didn't have one. Grandpa Gil's ring fit me perfectly, with no alteration. I've recently developed an interest in woodworking, particularly with hand tools. For my birthday this year, my parents gave me some tools that belonged to my grandpa. When I picked them up, I felt such a strong connection to a man I've never met. And the thought that his wedding band was reunited with objects it had touched over 40 years ago brought tears to my eyes. I say all that to say this. You are connected to the people who came before you in ways that may never occur to you. You are another in a long line of unique, fascinating, and human lives, stretching back to the beginning of time. How cool is that? When you were born, you were once the youngest person in the world. This too shall pass. You will all be in a YouTube video about this question tomorrow. Not the most comforting, but hey, 15 minutes of unattributed fame? When you die, if you cease to exist, then you won't be able to miss things. So if the thought of losing everything in life causes you distress, think of the fact that you won't be here to miss it. That thought saved me from a lot of sorrow one night. Lol. How you look in a mirror is actually more accurate than a photograph or a selfie. So when you feel like you look good in the mirror but not in a photo, things will always be better in the morning. Not if there's a carbon monoxide leak. Spiders can't fly. Let's all take a moment and appreciate this fact. I hate to break it to you, but they can make paragliders with their webs. Scientists, earlier this year, made a massive breakthrough in curing blindness. Like verging a cure. It was masked by the virus headlines though. Crows and ravens love to play in snow. In Switzerland, it is illegal to own just one guinea pig because they are very social animals. It's considered animal abuse to only have one. All those embarrassing cringy memories that come flooding into your mind when you least expect it. Nobody else remembers them. Every last one of us has them. It's part of this complicated process called living. While you're busy remembering yours, everyone else is remembering their own. It's in the past. Nothing you can do right now can make it any better. Chalk it up as a lesson and reap the EXP. About 65% of America's aluminum is currently recycled. Every minute an average of 123,097 aluminum cans are recycled. On average, Americans recycle 2 out of every 3 aluminum cans they use. The average aluminum can contains more than 50% post-consumer recycled aluminum. It's just aluminum, but it shows that we can as a society recycle over half of the stuff we use, and we can start keeping the world clean. That and a push to renewable energy would be nice. Bees take naps in flowers. So yeah, it's okay to need a nap. If you make it to the airport without dying, you've already passed the deadliest part of plane travel. Cows are best friends. Swedish blood donors receive a text whenever their blood is used to help someone. All of the cardigans Mr. Rogers wore on camera were knit by his mother. Some fish like to be pet. Your body is home to its own unique ecosystem. The human gut. Sounds gross, but billions of little creatures living inside you are helping you digest things, dispose of waste, and survive natural toxins in the food you consume. If you ever feel like you're useless, or that your existence means nothing, that's not true. You literally mean the world to your gut flora. This is my swamp. Goldfish can recognize their owners. Damn, he been watching you this whole time and you didn't even know. I used to have a goldfish who would suck up a piece of stone and spit it against the glass to make a noise so I'd know he wanted to be fed. There's a volunteer organization called No One Dies Alone. You're at Sacred Heart's Medical Center. You're terminal. You need a companion. From someone to talk to. Or just someone to hold our hand. They'll make sure someone will be there for you. Other hospitals have this too. I would like to volunteer for that. I have compassion like a moth of CKA. During the Second World War, a Muslim man owned a mosque in Paris. After France got captured by the Germans, the French Jews were being killed. The Muslim man offered every Jew he could find shelter in his mosque and handed out fake Muslim certificates so they wouldn't be questioned. He saved over 400 lives. No one's your enemy. Except for the ones you make yourself believe are. Cats will slow blink at you to give you kisses. If you're ever feeling lonely, remember there are billions of cells in your body and all they care about is you. No one is judging you. They are too busy worrying if they themselves are being judged. I'm judging you. I set aside a short period every afternoon and judge everyone for 45 minutes. If you often catch people staring at you in public, chances are you're pretty attractive. Or a free sample of the freak show. My country is pushing for a series of laws that would make ecocide, the destruction of the ecosystem, a punishable crime. When I sit on the couch, my dog likes to cuddle between my body and the cushion and sleep with his head resting on my shoulder. That for an overwhelming majority of problems in your life, you have the power to completely eradicate these problems. Don't feel bad next time you mess something up. Every single living thing is an accident. Evolution was just a series of some cell messing up. It's literally nature to make mistakes. There's so much music you haven't yet listened to. You will always have a second chance as long as you still want to get better. At the most elemental level, we are just energy continually moving through fields of particles. A series of reactions held together by our consciousness. Kittens exist. The odds of all the oxygen in your room moving to one corner causing you to suffocate is so minuscule that it's effectively never going to happen. Nearly everybody commenting here would enjoy Sagan's billions and billions. That the sun will explode one day, ending the 24-hour news cycle once and for all. Lots of people suffer from loneliness. So when you feel lonely, you are not alone. If only 1% of the world population liked you, that would still mean 70 million people likes you. In 1,000 years. Every cell in our body contains molecules that were something else in the past. Maybe they were in your parents' cells. Maybe in the food you ate. In the cultivated land. And so on. And you can do the same reasoning also in terms of time. Maybe your cells contains molecules form an ancient Roman spear of a simple soldier. I find this amazing. Because everyone will die and be forgotten, including the planet we live on. No one's words can ever hurt you because they won't matter in the end. It's a messed up comfort, I know. I find comfort in that fact, but it is indeed a very morbid line of thinking. When you are speaking to someone and you notice their pupils contracting, constricting, it's a sign of emotional depth that they can't hide. They FCKing love you. Every little thing. Gonna be alright. The universe is conspiring in your favor. If a zombie apocalypse broke out, we would have more resources to defend with than in the movies. So technically you have an advantage.